So Star Wars Celebration 2025 is in full swing. Announcements are coming out, and one of them that I am very excited for is the announcement of a new animated show called Maul Shadow Lord. This is about the character Darth Maul, became Maul. We have seen him in the Clone Wars and Rebels, so we know where it kind of starts and ends, but everything in between is a little questionable, honestly. We see him appear in Solo. That's about it. That's all we know. And he is, at that point, the leader of Crimson Dawn. Everything in between the moment that we lose him, Ahsoka loses him at the end of the Clone Wars, like in the Venator, he's going away in a shuttle. From then, up until the moment that he appears in Malachor in Season 2 of Rebels, we don't know anything. So it's essentially 17 years, 16 years or so. I'm not entirely sure about the time frame, but it's like well over a decade that we have no idea what he's doing. And apparently in the meantime, he built Crimson Dawn. And we're going to see that. And I'm very excited for that because it is going to give us more insight into an element of Solo that I actually really thought was interesting. An element of Solo that I very much enjoyed, the Crimson Dawn perspective, with Dryden Voss being essentially a servant of him, because Dryden Voss also appears in one of the holograms at the end of the Clone Wars arc. So it's like, Witwer, by the way, is also returning to voice the character. Sam Witwer has, of course, voiced Maul ever since his return in the Clone Wars about 15 years ago. So you kind of have to have him because Peter Serafinowicz, the original actor, doesn't do it anymore. So it's nice to see Sam Witwer back. I love that guy. He's such a great guy. And I just think of Maul when I hear his name, even though, Sam Witwer as a guy is a very nice guy, and Maul is, of course, a villain. A cool villain, though, that I cannot wait to see more of in this animated show. So I think there is one more thing that I actually have to say. There is a rumor that Darth Talon can appear in this show. Now, as to the extent of how valid that rumor is, it is a little bit questionable, but essentially there are reports coming out that in this show, Maul will meet a red-pink colored Twi'lek with also markings, and it's a female. So for the Legends fans who know Darth Talon, it is a very different time frame because Darth Talon appears hundreds of years before the era that we're in right now in Legends. So they're shifting that, but I think to adhere with canon, that actually makes sense, at least as far as I know the character. I'm not too familiar with her. All I have in front of me is essentially a Wikipedia article about the character and just the summary of what she's about. So I haven't really gone into any of the media of that. I just know what I've read on Wikipedia. So it'll be interesting to see if it is indeed Talon or maybe a similar type of character. Maybe not exactly Talon, but the same kind of vibe. So that would be also very interesting to see how that plays out. But honestly, I'm just happy to get an announcement for an animated show because after the Bad Batch, it was kind of done. And sure, we're getting, Tales of the Underworld, but that's just 6 short episodes that they drop all at once. It would be nice to, have a full-on TV show that carries on for a couple of seasons to follow a character that has only become more interesting after their resurrection. Even though I have said before on plenty of occasions that I'm kind of against the idea of resurrecting a character simply because they're popular. In the case of Maul, my God, Maul has absolutely become one of the fan favorites, one of my favorites. I adore the character and I want to see more of him. And honestly, I already thought, despite the fact that I wasn't a big fan of Solo, that I really wanted more of a story as to what was happening with him, Crimson Dawn, how he was connected to Kira. Will we see Kira in the show at some point? It will probably take a couple of years because she doesn't join them until quite late, at least compared to where the show is supposed to start. The show is supposed to take off right after Revenge of the Sith. But hey, If we can get Emilia Clarke back into Star Wars voicing Kira, I'm all for it. I think that was actually an interesting storyline that there was more to. This is essentially the reason why people are craving Solo 2, like make Solo 2 happen, because that storyline is very interesting and that's what people want to see, and that's what I'm also interested in. So I think that's about all I have to say. I am curious, what are your thoughts? Are you excited for the new Maul show, or do you have maybe some issues with it? I personally am a big fan, but hey, all opinions are valid, so let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm probably going to do some more videos throughout the weekend as news comes out of Star Wars Celebration. This is definitely something that I wanted to talk about. I already did a video on the Sean Levy Ryan Gosling movie. Check that one out. And until my next video, may the Force be with you.